the same game, but like a themed version.
Right, it would just be like an extra pack you just throw in there, so you wouldn't have to get a whole different game.
Ignore me. Pay attention to Ben.
Hey, I'm working on a game. It's called Cool Story.
Sorry.
Calvin, what are you doing?
That part is heavily implied. So I'm just gonna put up to the camera a little bit.
Here.
Box art, so you can see. Relatively simple design.
And this is also a prototype.
Right.
Yes.
As well.
Oh, so as we were talking about before, print play games. If you think this looks like a quality product, clearly you think that they're capable of producing quality work.
It is nice. It's like a thick box. No farty noises, which I'm sad about, but we can leave the box up here too.
So my game is about Cool Story. It's the gameplay is strategic and competitive, but the storytelling component is actually collaborative. So essentially, what will happen is we will, the four of us playing, and actually, like hypothetically, if there are even more people that we're not even like playing the game, but just kind of like hanging out and like in in like the same, like if it was like a party, like casual sort of setting, like the storytelling elements of the game are pretty like broad and open, like essentially like yeah, whoever is there can kind of like chip in and like push the story forward, as you'll see. The game consists of, so everyone gets, so these are just like little rule sheets that I'm handing out now, and then everyone starts the game with 2 little credits. Everyone, if you care to choose one of the character things, we'll each get an opportunity to introduce one of the characters to the game.
Nice.
So I'll just put that like somewhere that's visible.
I have to have a crown here with the character.
Yes. So here, I'll just hold up to the camera real quick. These little cheat cards that I gave out to everyone, they show like, I don't know if it'll focus very well, but
I'll try. I have a little better leverage. I can bring it down a little lower.
everyone is going to be having these cards that I'm about to hand out.
Why don't I switch seats with you so that you're more visible?
Oh yeah, good idea.
I'm not important.
You are no longer important. You're just a pair of hands and a mouth that will blabber.
My hand world.
I'll do Ben's bidding.
So Scott and Alex, please choose characters.
Yes, sir. I want to be the crowny one.
So,
I'm not important.
Yeah, so everyone's gonna get. I'm shuffling up these cards. Everyone's so the characters will represent kind of like the characters in the story that we'll be telling each moment, and then the cards are like each player will have like their own sort of like secret objectives. Like in order to like score points, we'll each want to sort of like be pushing the story in like a different direction. They're not like all mutually exclusive, but we're all going to have different ones. So like for example, here are the 2 that I pulled, which you can see they kind of like depict using the symbolism in the game, like different conditions that.
Which are these
Go ahead and you can share.
Oh, which are these conditions?
Yeah,
like
see how they match, kind of.
With the characters in the game, so like they're composite. So like the instructions card like tells like the individual like possible conditions, and then on the cards themselves, it'll combine a few of those into like to create a slightly more complex scene. So would anyone? Is there anyone who would particularly care to go first?
I did create a character.
Oh yeah,
I was pretty excited.
I was hearing a little bit about this earlier.
It's very, very original. His name is Antonio, and he is a hitman who carries a guitar full of guns. A guitar case full of guns. Very original. Very original. I worked on it all morning.
Yeah, so the first thing we'll be doing is...
I'd see a movie of that.
Wow.
What a coincidence!
Like today, or?
No, I'm saying I'd see a movie of that. It
Oh,
sounds
you
like
would.
such a good idea.
Oh, I thought you said you had seen.
What was his name?
Antonio.
Antonio.
I surely haven't seen a movie of it. It's just such an original concept that's...
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's thought of it.
I'd probably, I mean, if there was a movie,
This-
sequels, for sure.
This is Benjamin. He's a game developer. He's at home right now making games.
Oh yeah, did you choose a location?
Oh, I did not.
You
He
can also
is,
choose-
he is at a bar. Naturally.
With his
So,
guns.
yeah, well, the briefcase,
And
the
the
guitar
yeah,
case full of
guitar
guns, and
case
he's
full of guns.
playing guitar.
I've been mildly obsessed with Dungeons and Dragons lately, and I've spent like the past week like trying to like min-max like a character that I really like. So I'm just gonna use the same character that I've been working on for a week.
So is this a fictional being, like floating in the ether, or a physical person?
So in the context of the story, this will be like an actual character.
Okay.
So there actually is a halfling, multi-classed, level 2 ranger, level 2 rogue, named Haley Bell, although everyone calls her Hale. And she will be in the forests,
How appropriate.
her favorite terrain.
Oh, and just to point out, even though these are mildly human-shaped figures, if you want your character to be like a horse or a snail, you totally, right? You can.
It's
Your
perfect.
cool story.
I asked in advance because I thought being a weird animal would be fun.
Okay, so I'll introduce my character.
Yes, you can make up.
Okay, so I'm the personification of everyone here's nightmares.
Oh no!
And so whenever anyone is near me, they start wetting themselves in fear and want to get away from me. So that's my character.
So, did you choose the location for your character?
My character is currently under a bed.
Under a bed.
Is that in my house?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm checking.
Could
as soon
be
as I
at
get
Ben's
home.
house. Ben's home. That's
Oh
scary.
yeah, Ben is home.
So we've all chosen the characters and the starting locations. The next thing that we get to do is we get to choose motivations for the characters. Every character in the game will feel a certain way about one other character in the game, and they can either have positive or negative connotations. So like the heart indicates like it could be love, it could be respect, it could be like admiration, it could be just anything to connotate like this is a positive feeling. And then the X conversely, it could be hate, it could be disdain, it could be distrust, just anything to indicate
Jealousy.
And so these things that we're setting up now, these are like the conditions in the game, right? So as the game goes on, this is still like kind of the setup phase. In just a moment, we'll start like the gameplay proper, and we'll start taking turns. And you'll see over the course of the game, we'll kind of like start to push the story in whatever direction.
Yes, indeed.
So you don't have to choose for the same character. You can actually choose for any character in the game. You can choose who they care for and whether it's positive or negative.
Who should start?
This will be your choice.
You started first, right? So it
Yes,
makes
Antonio
sense
started.
to,
So I
to go
will,
around.
I will.
You can make somebody else have affections towards other
Antonio,
things.
I know his heart and his drive. I know Antonio cares for the
Haley Bell.
Haley
Or Hale.
Hale, who is a
Haley,
what was the race again? I'm
She's
sorry.
a halfling. Ranger
Cares for the
rogue.
halfling, which is purple. So I put the clip on purple, and where's that?
With the heart up, yes. Now, I personally think that, this is the nightmares and all things that are fear of Ben is in love with Ben. Like, flat out infatuated. Oops,
You gotta
okay,
look at
that
it.
way. Yes.
Um,
Sorry.
Interesting thing about Haley Bell is that she grew up in the city, but she was actually run out of her home city by like an evil cartel of humans and elves. And so, although she knows of Antonio by reputation, that's actually true of the character's backstory, by the way. She's a bit wary about him. It's not necessarily that she has any particular reason to dislike him. She just doesn't, she just defaults to being a little bit cautious about these things. So now you get to choose for Benjamin, the game developer, who's at home. You get to choose their.
Okay.
Does he care for his nightmares and all things horrible in return?
Very obviously, he hates his nightmares personified.
Yes, having your nightmares personified that's tough.
He hides it behind frequent laughter and a big smile.
I'm surprised no one loves their nightmares.
Yeah, not many, no.
Not so much.
Okay, so this is like the story as it starts, and now we starting with Scott, we'll go around and take turns.
I think I just spoiled my turn for myself. Ben is going to go to the. Oh wait, no, I have to choose an action. I'm sorry, right?
So, I also forgot to explain how turns actually work. So on the other side of the conditions card are like it's a little rules cheat sheet. So On each turn, we'll have an opportunity. The first thing that will happen is that we'll have an opportunity to score one of the cards that we have, one of our 2 cards. If neither of those are, like, we can only score them if they're currently true about the state of the game, like if all the conditions on the card are met. If not, we do have the option to discard a card, and at the end of the turn, we'll be able to draw a new one. So if our cards are too challenging, or if they're just like, if we're not able to pull them off, we can, filter to get better ones.
And I can claim one before.
Yes,
Like
so that'll be the first thing.
Okay,
Claim
so
a
I'm
card
going
is
to
first.
claim that these 2 characters feel for each other, not that way, but reverse, as Antonio feels for, and Hale feels
Right.
for
It is
Antonio.
only required
Now, it's
that
only
one of
required
them
that one of them loves,
Yes.
and there's your heart for Antonio loving, and doesn't matter how Hale feels about that. So
And look at that little square in the corner, everyone. See that little square?
That means that
That's new.
it's a challenging card. So so actually Scott can hold on to this card.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's
This
right.
is like your score. Sorry.
And he also gets one of these little extra credits.
Oh.
The credits will kind of be like a tiebreaker, and they kind of add to your score at the end of the game, not as much as cards do. But then the other thing is that they're used as currency during the game. You can use that if you choose to take the add remove character option, which is a more powerful action. But
Right, because there's an orange guy just chilling off camera over here that could totally jump in at any time and try to sweep Nightmare's embodied off its feet.
or
Or
Antonio could murder someone.
Yeah.
Or, who knows what'll happen.
Ben could die of a heart attack from his nightmares coming to visit him.
You do now get the opportunity
take
to
an action.
either
So-
take an action or host a workshop.
I can change characters' locations, I can change their motivations by telling a story, or I could add or remove a character.
Yes, so the motivation and the location actions, those are entirely free. If you choose to add or remove a character, that does cost 1 credit.
And you can do one or the other as far as changing the location or changing motivation,
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
One action.
The advantage of like the add and remove character is that you tend to get sort of like a twofer, like because you get to choose their motivation and their location. You add a character, so that's why it's a little more powerful.
I'm going to try something a little risque here. I'm going to add a character.
Oh my.
Ben is, in lieu of understanding his, and I add motivation to this also, correct?
Yes, you get
So
to choose.
Ben is actually afraid of his nightmare here, so he's going to call the psychiatrist, we're just going to call him Phil. That works, right? Phil the
This is getting a little
psychiatrist.
real, you guys.
About his nightmares, and he is going to feel, sympathetic for Ben's needs,
That's
Aw.
good.
which is
Caring.
here.
Cares about what happens to Ben. Poor
So
Ben.
I just called him, so I don't give a location. I guess he's in his office.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
in his office, in his psychiatrist's office. That'll play well.
Sounds
Poor
good.
Ben.
I didn't
Aw.
like bother him at the golf course.
No. No, I consider it. I mean, you just have nightmares.
All right. Well, my first thing is I'm going to claim an action or whatever it is, claim a thing.
Claim a card.
This is showing that a king character, a lead role, has negative feelings or any feelings at all actually towards somebody else. And since that is the case, and they're in separate locations, that's what these little bars mean. Boop. It works. He doesn't like his nightmares embodied, so he's gonna just kind of. That's cool. And then I get to add to the story before I see a card.
Oh,
Is that correct? Before I get a new card,
Yes,
right.
you take your action.
So I'm at a disadvantage of only knowing what this particular one happens to be.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Throughout development, we actually tried playing it both ways, but because some of the cards are a little complicated, it felt a little stilted to have to like get new information in the middle of your turn. A lot of the design decisions that I made into this game had to do with like keeping it light. Like you never make a big decision all at once. You never process a lot of information all at once. It's about.
I like that. Well, and Antonio's at a bar, right?
Antonio's at a bar.
Well, this psychiatrist he's feeling like kind of down about Ben's situation, and it's kind of after hours now, so he's gonna just meander down to the bar and order a Shirley Temple
Oh.
because he's a
He's
responsible.
still on the clock.
He's a responsible psychiatrist.
Drawn in by the music, I'm sure.
I am also going to score one of the more challenging cards in the
Oh
game.
my.
It's the reverse, and this is in fact exactly how we set up our characters. It's the mutual relationship wherein Haley Bell is somewhat wary of Antonio, and I will take my action to instead host a workshop, which is the alternative. So by hosting a workshop, instead of choosing an action myself, I open it to the table. Everyone who would like to suggest an action can do so. And then I will get to, after that happens, I will get to choose one of those to take effect instead.
So this is like our chance to kind of try to skew the setup in our favor, as well as be really creative and recommend weird things if we want to, and try to win over your favor, like, because whatever you pick is what is going to happen, and you have to pick one of the suggestions. Is that the caveat?
Yeah, there's no backing out once I
So
open
even
the
if
door.
it doesn't work for your card, it would be. I see. Yes.
So it's a little trade off of power from my seat, but the payoff is that I'll get an extra credit at the end of my turn just for having hosted workshop, and actually the person I choose will also get a credit.
Mm-hmm. Double bonus.
I would like to submit to the workshop that Phil, after having quite a few drinks, is so torn up about Ben's condition that he has to go to his house to comfort him.
Oh, that's so sweet.
He's had a couple
Yeah,
too
he's had a
many
couple
Shirley
too many. He's
Temples.
just like, look at the affection here. You see it, and he's just like, the music is great, but I've got to go take care of business
Just
here.
make sure he's okay.
So players are not obligated to make a suggestion for a workshop, but there's no disadvantage.
And there surely isn't an advantage.
So, I would like to suggest that the bartender keeps his liquid laxatives too close to the grenadine and accidentally put it into the Shirley Temple, and now Phil is running to the bathroom as quickly as he can. He's about to have poop fireworks.
Phil is about to empty.
Yeah.
He's not going to be so full. Whoa. Oh
He
my.
won't be so Phil.
Oh my.
Did you
Way
have a
less
suggestion?
Phil.
I think that, I mean, she's in the woods. Hale is in the woods, and I feel like that's a lonely spot for her to be, especially like filled with all this hate and stuff with humanity. And so I think she should actually go and confront the horrible things, the fears embodied, to try to come to terms with this difficulty she has with humanity, and become stronger and braver.
I was gonna go with a different one because it would have been more tactical for gameplay, but you won me over with that one.
Oh,
Alex.
I chose his character on purpose.
The nice thing about workshops is that they kind of give an opportunity for people who really like creative storytelling to kind of shine, and that sold for me.
So now you
Haley
get
Bell-
a black cube for hosting a workshop?
I traded in my
Those are worth like 3?
Yeah, I traded
okay.
I traded up to a black cube because I had for hosting a workshop I had gotten up to 4 totals, and I have 4 points. And that was my turn.
That's Love's
So
turn.
it's my turn here, and I have that somebody hates one of the lead characters. That's definitely the case. So
Who hates?
Oh, sorry. That
these
so
two
that
are the
card
lead
indicates that the lead
characters.
character themselves holds hate in their heart,
And
which
that's
is
true.
true.
True,
of
yes.
me.
The other way around is not true, actually, because the only person who has
but
anything
Ben
towards...
hates his nightmares personified, and that's a lead.
Oh.
I am.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm reading things backwards.
I'm a very negative person, as you can clearly tell.
All right, and then take an action. All right, so the nightmares personified are tentacle-like slipping out from under the bed and moving into.
Oh, it was under Ben's bed.
Yeah,
Oh,
now
no.
working behind Ben. Ben's unaware that this is happening.
Ben's facing
But
this way.
should Ben turn around at any moment, he'll become face to face with his living nightmare.
I'm just gonna take a quick interruption to.
Oh, we can leave that
I don't know if
somewhere.
this is gonna show up well on camera, but I just wanted to plug this. I want to put together a like a little more online information for people who are interested in the project to kind of have a way to find out more about it. I don't have a page online yet, but if you go to my website, you can sign up for a mailing list. I'm also if you check out my website, I do plan to update that soon with some more information about the game, especially like. The mailing list will be for like when I have details about like launch information and
Like if you do a Kickstarter,
information.
maybe?
Yeah, that is very possible in the
Potentially.
future as well. So sorry to interrupt the game, but I just wanted to give that quick plug.
It's good to shill yourself.
You
This is
should
what
have-
this is for.
I wish that you'd put that into the narrative.
Yes. And then you could have just, and Ben
Yeah,
types
Ben-
on the internet.
Real
And
fast Fail
lose
there,
them.
Ben. Fail.
Opportunities. Ah,
Yeah.
Especially when you have Ben the developer in this story.
right. That's a perfect opening, really.
If a character has no crown, is it required that he is a no crown?
The,
It can,
No.
be, it can be
it
either,
can be
correct?
literally anything.
It's
Just
yeah,
wanted to
it's
make
an
sure I was
it's
clear
an
on that.
added restriction when the clown is
I'm
on.
going to-
Crown.
Likewise, if a character doesn't have like a heart or an X, then it can be either.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what they're feeling unless
Then I
it's
believe I can
X.
claim this as we have a lead character with anybody, and,
And
they are
they're
in the same
together
location.
alone.
These aren't all the difficult ones.
The full box means they're together alone, which means there's not like a third character
No third party
in
hanging
the
out.
space or anything, so it's extra hard.
I know it'd be strategic to try to move towards my next claim card, but who knows what's going to happen by the time we get around. So let's just host a workshop. Because
Oh,
they're the most fun.
shopping.
The most fun.
I didn't get a cube or anything for my turn, right?
No. Yeah, you get
That's
cubes
if you host
if you
workshop.
if you host
Oh,
a
it
workshop,
shows
win
you
a
on
workshop, or if you
Okay.
if your
If
card
you
is-
win a card
Alright.
thing, yeah.
Making sure.
My
So-
suggestion is that as we knew, Haley Bell was going to
In hot
confront,
pursuit.
confront the great evil, and she is a great tracker, but apparently she's a little spacey. She didn't even realize it. She was also under Benjamin's bed. Is what she realizes.
No. What did I do here?
Oh, oh my god.
I thought this was a forest.
She's very small as a halfling. She fits right under there.
More like an eighthling or 16thling.
I like that suggestion, so I'm not going to suggest
Oh
it.
yeah, you're not gonna
Third
suggest
person.
anything.
Even though it'd be to my benefit, I just like that
It
suggestion.
actually doesn't even help me. I just thought it would be funny.
I'm gonna suggest that Ben is feeling like somebody's watching him, and he's gonna actually head out to visit his therapist over here in hopes that he's there in the office.
To the psychiatrist's office. I like that we get that location back in play. So, yeah, I will go with that.
Oh, really? I was sure there was going to be a halfling under a bed any moment.
Caesar says that Ben obviously lives in a treehouse in the forest.
Perfect sense.
Oh, yeah, because otherwise...
Can I take
yeah.
that suggestion for my workshop?
I might need an extra rule about that.
About tree houses?
Twitch plays cool story.
I bet there's so many ways you can make
Oh,
this
yeah, there are
interactive
so many
online.
ways.
It's so interesting. Okay, my turn. I think I can do something here. I need a person who has negative feelings about somebody in a location other than where that somebody is, and that is either here or here.
Yep.
So there's two different places that works. Bam. Good to go with that. I think at this point, she's finally caught up, and she's now just emerged from under the bed.
She made it.
Only
He's
to,
dragging.
only to find Ben not there.
Ben's. Oh well, she was hunting down this guy,
Yeah,
so
the nightmares.
so
Taking on the nightmares.
Nightmare's probably feeling a little dejected and sad right now since Ben keeps like running away from him and ignoring him, pretending he doesn't exist.
One
It's
thing I've
tough.
noticed in playtesting this game is that like a compelling story element, like something that like grips people's imagination, it will happen eventually in the story. Even if it doesn't happen immediately, like even if it doesn't win a workshop, it'll happen. So on my turn, I will score. Who can I? Yes, I can score this card because Antonio has just been pining away at the bar, still thinking about Haley Bell. So that card is true.
Alrighty.
And well, not to say that this character is necessarily me per se, but this
Work of fiction.
other game developer named Benjamin
Other game developer named Benjamin.
is going to do some soul searching. Like Ben has been running from these fears for so long, and like it's not getting him anywhere really. It's just he's just constantly scared, and he's gonna have to like buck up. He's gonna have to just like find the resolve within himself to maybe face his fears. Maybe he's not actually gonna face them yet, but he's gonna feel brave about them.
Oh, nice.
And that's my turn.
Shows the variety of what the emotions can mean on the card too.
Yeah, indeed.
All right. So, I'm just checking people's likes and dislikes here.
It's interesting because a lot can change in just one round too. Also, while Razlo is thinking, I just want to point out because it's not really showing up on the camera very well. Look at the cool colors
Yeah, I
of
really
these
like the color
cards.
usage, yeah.
It's just this fantastic, not quite normal color choices that are really vivid, and I love it. I
Yeah, it's
just
like
wanted
a
to point that out.
throwback, like color-wise.
It's like neo-retro, because it's
Right.
not quite retro colors,
Yeah.
but
if
it's
someone
really
told
close.
you, like, hey, this is a game that like we dug up from like the '60s or something, like,
Right.
you'd be like, oh, okay, like
really good
like yeah, when they really, they really like to have like sit-arounds and play this game, learning out new things about each other.
It's actually where the phrase "cool story" originates from.
Oh yeah, the
There you go.
60s.
Back in the 60s.
So perfect. Is that why you went with the color choice? Or-
Sure, why not?
I think this, unless I'm reading it incorrectly, but I think this applies.
Yep, main character has motivations about a character,
Right,
and it's
and then
And
there's
they're
separate
in different
locations.
places. Yep.
No.
So,
And only one of them even
grab
has to
another
feel, so you're going
card there.
overboard.
And do I lose a cube for moving someone? No.
No, that was a free action.
Okay.
You only
So-
lose a cube when you kill somebody or give birth to somebody.
Okay.
And you can gain a cube by hosting a workshop.
Okay. So, Nightmares personified, go chasing after Ben, get really exhausted and really dejected from, what's been happening today. Ben's just avoiding his nightmares and not realizing that the nightmares are even there. And so just taking a midday break at the bar, sees Phil and ends up scaring him to the point that he poops himself.
Ah, yes. I like that didn't change, like, the motivation. You changed the location and you created an event.
Kind of like Final Destination, you can't avoid it.
That's
So,
just part of his nature.
right. Yep.
Oh,
Phil was always going to poop himself.
it's inevitable.
I think I can claim it. Oh, no, they have to be alone together. No, that's
Do they have the box all the way around?
not all the way around.
Okay,
So
there's
that's
just a bar underneath them. That's
beautiful. So I can claim this one as we have. Wait, do we have love? I
Oh,
don't
they're
think
not
we
in
do.
the same location.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cannot claim that.
no.
And I think I can claim.
So Scott was going to score a card where a character has positive motivations towards another character, and they're in the same location. And so although there are a lot of characters all in the same location here, they're all either thinking about Ben or they're thinking about Haley Bell. So yeah, that was why that one didn't.
Not going to fly. But I think we're going to be okay. Yes, we are. Because the nightmare is so fond of Ben. I think I'm
That's
okay
true.
there, and they are in separate locations, so life is just grand there. I'll claim that card. Upon the nightmare walking into the bar, Antonio Banderas, Antonio
Oh.
recognizes that that's his mark. That's who he's supposed to assassinate.
Oh no!
And it immediately fills him with his pent-up rage and realizes that that is his target there. So it's going to change
Is
how
that how-
Antonio...
He manages to pull off the assassinations by directing and funneling all of his
All of-
negative
all of
feelings
his
towards.
hatred. Oh, he actually has like a German accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh yeah, can you do German accents?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
You gonna try?
9.
Okay, all right, fine. Can't cash in that one. However, I'm fairly certain. Yeah. No, you ruined it. No.
I was ready to cackle too.
I did it because it was the smartest thing to do tactically,
man.
not because I wanted to make Phil poop his pants.
Have another claim card.
Fair enough.
Sometimes it just works out that way.
All right. Well, I don't have a thing I can play. I don't get any points. So.
So you do have the option to discard a card, because statistically the card you draw might be auto true. Although you can't claim one this turn, it could set you up in favor. Like it's not mandatory.
Yeah, I think I will. I'll discard this one and draw a new card. And then for my action, I would like to host a whatever. Tell me your things. Your workshop. That's the word. Hosting a workshop. Pitch me your thoughts.
My suggestion is that the embodiment of dread and Antonio get into like this crazy standoff. There's like bullets and like demon energy like flying all over this bar. Like tables get flipped. Like glass is shattering everywhere. Like people are running around screaming, and after this long standoff, Antonio like lands a shot square in the whatever is a critical area of nightmares. And it poofs.
Oh,
man.
killing. Would that cost anything in that case to kill a character during a workshop?
I probably should have mentioned it before. Adding or removing characters in the context of a workshop does not cost.
Oh, interesting.
I would submit that Hale is in hot pursuit and has tracked the nightmare down to the bar and would then be arriving in the bar.
Just want to huddle everyone in the bar.
Everybody's
Just
in the
want
bar.
everyone to hear Antonio's music.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I think that Phil is able to help everyone but himself, and gives in to his own nightmares and has a heart attack right on the ground,
All that pooping
while
himself.
embarrassingly having his
Embarrassed and-
pants filled with poop.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Interesting. Wow, you guys want to kill everybody. Look at you. Jeez. All right.
Usually how it goes.
Okay, so I have either. All right. Okay, so it works for me.
What happens if you hated everyone's suggestion?
I have to pick one.
You're stuck with it.
Oh.
You still
Stuck
get the
with it,
credit.
yeah.
You go to
You
Twitch.
gotta-
Twitch, help me!
You find revenge somehow. In your next chance, please.
I think
Take a job.
Antonio should hit on somebody other than
Well,
the death.
That's
Let's
his,
try.
that's his mark right now.
Is-
Did somebody say that should happen?
No, I'm
Oh,
You're even watching you're like here and watching the stream. You're fired.
No, you're welcome to play.
no one pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Robots, stop it. I think I like the heart attack pooping yourself.
Kill
It's
Phil.
dramatic. It's sad.
He's empty now and he's got
Heart-wrenching.
nothing to live for.
I'm actually happy you didn't choose mine because mine actually works really poorly with my cards. I wasn't paying attention to my own cards.
Oh no.
So it actually works out better this way.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't change the state of the game now. When a character gets removed from the game, one advantage you can get there is that anyone who had motivations towards Phil, you get to change those motivations. So, for example, if the nightmare had left the game, both Antonio and Ben, like their motivations would have changed. So
I was thinking that I could do that and that would be really smart, but at the same time, that removed one of the main characters,
Yes.
and that like halved my chance at some of my cards and stuff. And
that's actually why it would have been really bad for me.
Yeah.
I needed characters I needed main characters in the game with positive motivation. So yeah, again, it's good that worked out that way. I am going to say for my action, Haley Bell, very attuned to all things, being a rogue and a ranger, both nature and the underworld, hears about this grand confrontation that might go down at this bar, and she goes, not necessarily to back up Antonio, but to just kind of feel it out.
she's been wanting to confront her fears for a while, and she just got updated on the location too.
Also
so.
not a big fan of Antonio, so she's in there kind of feeling
this
cornered, huh?
Yeah, that's true. Oh my,
Brave.
very
That is much.
perhaps reckless.
Dun dun dun.
Let's see.
She has 2 levels in rogue, so she, as a bonus action, can use a dash or disengage, or hide even. And so she feels comfortable approaching this.
Okay, so I'm going to claim this card. A character has negative feelings towards someone in the same room.
This is true.
Antonio does not like nightmares personified, so that works. And I'm going to take an action here. Feeling, emboldened by taking out the psychiatrist and feeling like that was Ben's one chance at finding happiness and escaping the nightmares. The nightmares now, goes in onto Ben's location and at this point is being less subtle, and Ben is now face to face
Oh
with his own nightmares.
my
Moment of
goodness.
truth.
unaware, and the nightmares are unaware that Ben is starting to have feelings towards his,
You're slightly less terrified
his
and
terror.
more brave.
that he's embracing his terror.
Nice.
So that'll play out later, I assume.
Well, as they feel about each other, I can claim this card.
Oh.
Sure. Neutral.
And then we will make it so both Antonio and Hale end up in conversation that they are indeed chasing the same nightmare. So that will distract now German Antonio to finding that he actually cares for Hale.
Build some camaraderie.
You ruined all my things. No.
I have made my life a little bit better.
No. I've lost. There's no chance that I have at all for anything. Ah, darn it. I'm gonna trade in my cards again. Oh, it's a little better. So, Ben, confronted with his fears and everything, tries to be brave and is overwhelmed to the point where he runs off into the forest. Not necessarily like upset or scared, but just like, too much. This is all these black, weird, creepy tentacles and this embodiment of all of my fears. It's just, I need some me time. And so he's in the forest, slightly farther, like off a couple, like, kilometers from his treehouse.
We're going to see some live game development here, folks.
Oh.
There's a rule that I've been on the fence about for a while now, and it's the sort of thing where, like, I really, what I should have done is implement the rule and playtest it with the rule implemented, because I haven't had that experience yet. I'm going to implement it on the fly.
Oh.
The rule that I've been on the fence about is that when you discard a card, you actually get a credit. So
I get 2 retroactive credits.
Oh, it's 2 credits for the discards.
So it's like having 1/3 of a played card. So it's
Yeah.
like a softer kind of.
Kind of like Alex was describing, it feels in like the previous rule set, it felt too swingy. Like when you missed a card, like it felt like it really like would make or break the game that way. And it's not supposed to be that big of an impact. It's supposed to have like a slightly smoother flow.
I got game developed, guys.
That's what happens when you have Ben, the game developer, in session.
Yeah.
That's one of his powers, actually. He can change the rules of the game
Yeah. Oh gosh.
as we're playing it.
And actually, your action helped me out because I needed one of the main characters to be alone.
You
My-
play more than one card a turn?
1 per turn.
Okay.
And then I will host a workshop, actually. Let's see which one.
Okay. I would suggest that, we introduce a new card.
Oh, a new
And
cat.
it's Alf, the alien. And, he really likes eating cats.
This is
Oh
true.
gosh.
I've heard
Some
this
people
stuff.
are like, is this like a metaphor for something else people do? And they're like, no, he's family friendly. He also tells bad jokes, and he wears like Hawaiian vests and things.
Oh my.
You're really creative, just coming
Thank
up with
you.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It took me all day,
Yeah.
and you just
And he's incapable of having nightmares because nothing on this plane, impacts him because he can just fly off back to his planet whenever he wants to. That's my suggestion. And it's also the same color as what a character like this would be like.
Yes. Oh, fascinating.
naturally.
Interesting. I would propose, in fact, that Hale is overwhelmed by Antonio's charms and music and passion for chasing down this thing, and they start making out at the bar. That's my suggestion.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Nightmare in hot pursuit of Ben,
Oh.
essentially.
But wait, I love you, Ben. Like that.
So there's a long, hot on the trail, doesn't give up. Has not given up this whole time, not going to give it up now. If Ben's running, nightmares are.
But Ben
nightmares are
wasn't
shown.
running terrified.
No, running brave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let romance through.
I knew it. out some of that daytime television drama.
Good old telenovela. German telenovela. Another question.
Okay, let me see if I can claim a card here. I can. Two
Oh,
characters are in the same
there
space. Or no,
They're not even just the two
other.
characters that are loving
That's
at
right.
all. They don't
There's
even need to be
4 of
towards
them
each
right now.
other.
They are loving for sure.
Love
And I'd
on these
like to.
tables.
I'm gonna put in a. I'd like to introduce a character here.
Mhm.
This guy's name is Alfred,
Amazing.
and he likes to wear Hawaiian shirts. He has a very big nose, and
Is it like textured? Does he have like scarring on it? Kind of like.
yeah, it's like it's weird. It's these really weird ridges on his
Yeah.
nose.
nasally voice.
Yeah, he says "ha" a lot, and for some reason, like he just keeps asking people if they have any pets. Nobody knows what's up with that, and he's in love with Ben. Love at first sight.
Because Ben looks so much like a cat.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah, Ben's tail really
No, Ben's
really
the
got him.
stripes. That's Hale.
Oh,
Which one did
oh,
you?
oh, all right. Stripes.
Yep, stripes.
Oh, he's over there.
Yeah.
He's in the forest. He was in the forest for some reason, not because a ship crashed,
Oh,
and
this
he
is-
happened to meet Ben there.
This is actually something to point out as well, is these different shapes are actually helping make this game like accessible to people who are colorblind. Like some of these colors work just fine normally, like if you are colorblind, but the shapes are carried through on all of the different character things that are color related, which is just really considerate and awesome. And I just thought I'd point it out to the internet because yeah.
Someone mentioned that, and they're right. If I was up on my lore, I would have called him Gordon Shumway.
Oh.
I apologize for not remembering that plot point. I totally would have done it.
Oh.
Awesome.
You want to retroactively name him Gordon instead?
Yeah,
Alfred
well,
Gordon.
you know what? I think Twitch is right here. AC Wright is Wraith is correct. It should be Gordon Shumway. So this is Gordon Shumway.
Gordon, you got it.
Yeah.
I am going to claim that love is in the air, at least one way.
Yep.
In the same location?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
In-
right
in
there.
two
They're
different-
making out
in
on
two
the
separate
bars.
locations, actually. If the tables are rocking,
And then you have to.
my
propose-
action will be.
We should probably make this the last round of the game.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you took the first turn of the game, so
Yes.
we'll all get a chance to
Oh,
take
then
one
I am
turn.
Yep.
workshopping
Oh
like I ain't
yeah.
never workshopped before.
Right, because then you get a token.
Well,
with
that's fine.
extra points. Yep.
Yep.
Yep, we got it.
So I suggest that Gordon Shumway makes his moves on Ben and very aggressively tongue kisses him. But then like coughs up a hairball from something. It looks like cat hair. I don't know
Oh,
what's up
gross.
with that. That's weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and then does that like make Ben like dislike
Yeah, what is the
him? Like the
outcome?
forcible
it
cat
makes
hair
Ben.
kiss.
Well, first of all, the fact that Gordon Shumway made no attempt to ask if this was something that was okay,
Yeah.
and also just ran up on him
It's just
unannounced.
socially unacceptable,
Right,
really.
And then the
Maybe
hairball.
not where
And then
he's
the
from,
hairball.
wherever that may be.
Hmm.
So that makes Ben dislike him.
I'm going to put forth the exact same suggestion, except between these two characters.
Wait, which one of them
Because I'm
packs up
so
the hairball?
original. Let's say Antonio.
Yeah.
Well, hairball. All that hair,
Chest hair.
Kitty?
I think that. No, I back up
Then we're
that
going,
one
we're
right
going with
there.
the majority rules here.
Oh, yeah?
Gordon Shumway's hairball on Ben.
You get to
changing
No, it's definitely him. That's his idea.
the the originator.
I was just saying I couldn't think of anything better than that.
Helps
so.
repay him for adding Gordon to the game. too.
I get to actually claim a card this time. Behold, alone by yourself. A poor embodiment of nightmares.
Oh, I have that.
Poor embodiment of nightmares. I'll also host a workshop.
Really follow the plot.
Get myself my extra little cubies if I can. So what should happen next?
The nightmare foolishly stumbles back into the bar after not being able to find Ben
Needs a
anywhere,
drink, huh?
and walks directly into Antonio and Hale, who were both looking to assassinate, sees them in love and just vanishes.
The power of love destroys
The power of love destroys the nightmare.
My suggestion, again, is going to be with Hale and Antonio, except this time it is Hale who breaks Antonio's heart when she tells him that she has an adventure to go on and she cannot stay and continue making out. It's not a change of location. She's just telling him this, and he's getting
gonna
upset
be
about
sad about it. Yep, understood.
I suggest that Gordon Shumway waddles towards the camera very awkwardly and slowly, away from a family photo shot, and it's very funny, and I laugh every time I see it.
I like how most of your suggestions don't even have a change of motivation or location. You're just
That could
like,
be a change of location.
oh yeah, he waddles
Yeah,
towards
he
the
walks
camera.
towards the camera, which is in a different location.
Yeah, he's waddling towards that camera. I love it.
Seriously, look up the opening. It's hilarious.
He's there now. He's not quite in the same location as Ben. Camera is in the forest, but at a slightly different spot, closer to the camera.
I can still score this. Incidentally, I'm winning this card because nightmares love me. Love me. The
Oh,
game developer
yeah.
named Benjamin. So it works out. You know, there's an upside to it.
That nightmare, I have to admire him. This whole time, he's been like steadfast and true.
That's the power of love.
This is a metaphor for game development.
Oh.
I will host a workshop.
Yeah. Oh, did you give me this? Or did I forget to take one?
I did.
You did. Okay.
Yeah, I've been kind of dishing.
Workshop.
I'm going to go back to my same suggestion that the nightmare walks into the bar and sees the love between
Sorry.
our two adventurers, and smush goes the nightmare.
Okay. Is that the only suggestion?
I like that suggestion, so I'm not going to give another one.
I think that Antonio needs to go buy condoms. And he runs off to the drugstore.
I'm going to go with Scott's suggestion, except I'm going to give credit to Razlo because
The plot thickens.
What?
because Scott has slightly more points than Razlo. And
I should have hidden them.
What was the suggestion? Oh, they
I could tell you. I've been suggesting it for the last two workshops.
so this will be the last turn of the game.
Okay.
And whoever wins and has the most points gets to decide the final outcome of
That's
the
true.
story as well.
Yeah, we get to tell the ending.
Okay. Let's see if I can claim a card here.
The winner also can ask other people to fill in parts at the end of the story.
So, yeah, lead character, or a character has feelings for a lead character, and they're different locations. And Gordon Shumway and Ben. Be the
Because he
case.
walks into
Yeah. And let me grab this here. So I would like to suggest that Gordon Shumway waddles very slowly over to the bar, and his Hawaiian shirt falls off, revealing that he was an alien all along.
Dun dun dun.
And now the assassin, having no one else to take out, would like to take out this alien. Oh, sorry, not love.
Not love.
Tis hate.
No.
I feel a little bit bad because I won. I mean, so the way the scoring works, so this being the conclusion of the game, the way the scoring works is that each card that was scored in the course of the game is worth like 1 point. 3 credits are also worth 1 point. And if my mental math is correct, I think I won, which is weird because I never win at my own game. I don't know why.
Yeah, I only got 6 points. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? The black ones are 1 point each.
Yeah,
They have 6 as well.
I got 7.
Also 6.
Nice.
One shy.
Close.
Workshop!
It was a close game. Close.
I did play a little hardcore that round. So I'm going to say that that Antonio and Hale do go their separate ways, but they promise to stay in touch.
Aw.
And would you like to tell Gordon Shumway's outro? I'm not sure how to really do his character justice.
Yeah, like Gordon Shumway is shot by Antonio,
Oh,
and
good heavens.
but he gets off a good one-liner before he falls to the ground gasping for air.
And if you want to find out what happens to this character, you're going to have to sign up for the mailing list.
Oh yeah.
Benjamin.red/mail. Thank you everyone for playing.
That was awesome, Ben. Sorry for throwing you into the game as a virtual character.
I've never had that happen before.
I was actually my life is a lot like Antonio's, so it was weird for me too.
Do you have a guitar
Yeah,
case
well,
full
whoa,
of guns?
no, it's just a guitar case. I'm here to play some music.
Live free or die.
You do well with the halfling ladies.
Always. 16 flings
16.
right under the bed.
Alright, so the next
It's like Indian in the
game-
cupboard.
I think, let me double check and make sure I'm doing it
It's
right.
the fighty one. It's the one with fighty
Titans Tactics.
titans.
Dun, 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 dun.